sort of surprising.
There's a change of expression.
Yeah. I'm amazed at what Mayotte did at the net.
Well, the temptation then when he got that little net cord was to do a little dink across court. And that was the obvious thing to do it. But Jarryd was on his way in. He was looking for that. And I think Mayotte, you know, made the right move. He pushed it back deep. His little dink across court would have had to be perfect to be a winner.
Pitch that Mayotte.
All right, the last three first serves to this side of the court have gone down the middle to the forehand. I think he's a bit edgy about serving to the backhand because it was in the first set he served to the backhand and Mayotte just ripped a winner past him. He's standing so wide out there. To serve, hard to get it down the middle.
That's where he goes.
Deuce.
If he's going to keep serving down the middle, I can't understand why he doesn't get closer to the middle of the court. He'll get so much more of an angle.
Bassett now leading 5-4 second set over in the stadium.
That was an advantage, Jarryd.
Recall they went to a tiebreaker in the first set. Mayotte was serving for the set 5-4, lost service and then lost in the tiebreaker 7-2. Advantage Jarryd now.
Be a character tester for him if he loses this set after having 4 set points.
Out.
That's good, precious tennis.
Deuce.
Mayotte 65 times at the net to only 11 for Jarryd. So that goes back to what you said 3 hours ago about what you expected from this match. Contrasting styles.
Well, no sense in Tim Mayotte hanging around the baseline.
Not with this guy.
No, he's too steady. Does Jarryd.
Out.
He'll try to chip and come in on this return if he possibly can, but Jarryd may serve him volley. Oh, that's good stuff.
Advantage, Jarryd.
Talk about having to come up with the goods under pressure.
This has been intriguing in its complexity because it's shifted back and forth.
To the forehand again, Vern?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Game, Jarryd. 6-all.
I'm surprised that Tim Mayotte hasn't changed his stance to receive serve, that he doesn't move more over towards the center line. Even if he moves back a little bit, that'll make Jarryd think about serving down the middle. Obviously, Jarryd has more confidence serving down the middle than out to the backhand.
Jarryd now has 15 service winners. And we are at the tiebreaker again, just as we were in the first set. 5-5 second set. Sukova just broke Bassett's serve.
One zero, Jarryd.
Well, that's Tim's thrown his racket down and letting those negative thoughts get into his head again. Can't do much about that. It was a good return of serve and a great passing shot. You just say good shot and get on with the job.
2-0, Jarryd.
Where? You show me where. It's BS, man. That ball's long. Where? Where? How could I believe that when the mark is long? Come on here, take a look at it. Why not?
That's Jay Snyder from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. That is the first show of temper at all that we've seen from Mayotte in this match.
Been building up inside him. Let's see if that does him some good. Maybe he's got it out.
Jarryd.
Unsettled. Well, what he's done is when he's smashing his racket on the ground, he's bent his racket. I mean, that's where it just doesn't add up.
Sukova now leading 6-5 in the stadium. Second set.
His grip came off one of his rackets early in the first set point. Thrown that one on the ground and bent it out of shape. It's down to his fourth racket.
How many are left?
Well, and he's worrying about the line call. He's, you know, 1 set down and 3 love down on the tiebreak. It's history.
Jimmy Connor said a while ago, you go ahead, you explode, then you come right back and forget it. It's over. And I don't think Mayotte has done that.
First serve.
Well, his frustrations at having that all those set points and love 40 in the last game and not being able to carry out the set, that's really what's surfacing now.
Out.
Three one,
Jarryd.
Somebody just behind him. I don't think you could hear it, but we could. Said, "Get your head together, Tim."
Tell you what, it's a great boost to your opponent when you lose control of yourself. Yes.
3-2, Jarryd.
Still down a mini break in this tiebreaker. Jarryd will have 2 serves to come now. It's the first player to reach 7. You have to be ahead by 2.
Forehand.
Yeah, well, been going to the forehand constantly. Look how far Tim is standing over there towards the sideline.
That passing shot again.
4-2.
Had the chance to put the volley away. Didn't quite get it deep enough. You know, I learned a lesson the first Davis Cup match I ever played. Vern, I was in a tight situation against Chuck McKinley, and I dropped my racket on the ground after a big point. Didn't throw it, just dropped it. 2 games later, when I changed ends, Harry Hopkins said, "Remember when you drop your racket?" I said, "Let's not show him anything." And I always remembered that.
Fascinating. Four 4-2 tiebreaker. Jarryd serving and leading. It's been called first serve. And that has further disturbed Tim Mayotte.
Good shot.
5-2,
5-2.
Jarryd.
He's a tall guy, Mayotte, and he's got a...
We have a tiebreaker in the grandstand, and we also have a tiebreaker in the stadium. Carling Bassett leading Sukova 1-0. Our score is 5-2 here. We'll go there as soon as this set is completed. Mayotte serving down 2-5.
And that was a funny one. Seemed like his grip had come loose.
Double fault.
Well,
That's the 7th double fault.
didn't seem really happy with the grip on his racket after that first serve, and he's gone over now to towel it down.
Carling Bassett leading 2-0 in the stadium tiebreaker.
Goes back to where he threw his racket on the ground and, you know, bent it out of shape and had to change it right in the middle of the tiebreak.
Tiebreak ahead.
Well, it's a sense of deja vu for Tim Mayotte. He has lost the 2nd consecutive tiebreaker by an identical score, 7-2. And Jarryd is up 2 sets to love. Let's go back to the stadium court.
That's the first point that Helena Sukova has won in the tiebreaker over here. Bassett leads at 2-1.
Bassett.
Had a little controversy on the first point of the tiebreaker where Bassett hit a lob over Sukova's head. She came back and wouldn't have had much of a play on it, but let it go, think it was out, and they called it good.
Sukova gets even, 2-2. Bassett earlier was serving for the match. Let it get away.
Did you hear me, lad? It was like this much over the net.
This day, this round of 16 is always the most nervous in any major tournament. You see all the players getting uptight there and worrying about everything.
I'm surprised Sukova doesn't stand in a little bit more and put a little pressure.
It was a good serve.
It sure was. Well, a well-played point by Sukova, and she wins the 2nd set in a tiebreaker, 8 points to 6.
Will be.
Anders Jarryd, 2nd game, 3rd set, deuce. Jarryd won the 1st game. And just a matter now of Tim Mayotte to get himself back together, having lost the first 2 sets in tiebreakers. Advantage Mayotte.
I'm surprised that Jarryd hasn't changed his shirt, Vern. It's just wringing wet.
Thinks he's still in Lycoming, Sweden. That's a dandy back. And Tim Mayotte holds service. Games are even 1-1 here in the 3rd set.
Games are 1-all.
Let's go back to the stadium and pat some.
We're in the grandstand. Mayotte up 4-3 in the 3rd set. Jarryd won the first 2 sets. Carling Bassett serving with new balls.
Crucial time here.
He's seeded number 7 and Carly number 15, so there should be a little bit of difference in the standard.
She missed it.
40-15.
And it's double match point for Sukova.
This is one of those where you hate to see anyone lose.
Quiet, please. Game, set, and match.
Very courageous victory by Helena Sukova. 4-6, 7-6, 7-5 over Carling Bassett. Let's go to the grandstand.
Pat, it should come as no surprise. We've got a dandy going here. It's 4-5. Mayotte serving as his ad in the third set.
No longer.
Back to deuce.
Deuce.
Tony Trabert said there was a service break in Mayotte's favor, but then Jarryd broke back. So we're on serve again.
Jarryd has broken a string, I think, in his racket. Tim Mayotte is on his 5th racket for the match. First one, the racket grip, the grip on the racket went. The second one was a broken string. The third one he put out of shape when it hit the ground. And the fourth one, another string.
Good day for the racket sales.
So you often wonder why a player takes out 6 or 7 rackets. That's the reason.
We are at deuce. Jarryd won the first 2 sets 7-6, 7-6, 7-2 in the tiebreaker both times. Now we're at match point.
We're at match point in a match that Tim Mayotte served for the first set at 5-4. In the second set, he came from a breakdown to have Jarryd 5-6 and love 40 on serve. I think he had 5 set points in that game.
Yes, he did.
And he had a service break in this set. That's incredible. He could be, you know, serving for the match right now. Instead, he has a second serve. Match point down. Unforced errors. It's out.
Yes. Advantage, Jarryd.
Called out. Advantage Jarryd.
Wouldn't have liked to be in the linesman on that one. That was right underneath us. Tim's got a little bit of that when we had a close-up on his face a second ago. It looked like he had a bit of a haunted look about him, like a man who's just lived through 2.5 hours of horror. Or 3 hours it almost is now. Oh.
You suggested at one point he go back and look at a tape of this match. I don't think he can stand it.
I don't know. It'd be a good lesson.
Yeah.
Second serve. Looked awful tired in that first one. Well, Jarryd's got to be a little upset with himself there. That was a second serve on his forehand. He would normally rifle that back low. Could be a little bit of nerves on his part.
Deuce.
Just looks a bit weary, doesn't he? On that?
Understandably. Let's see if Jarryd does rifle this one now.
3 hours for 3 sets.
Advantage, Jarryd.
That is the 9th double fault for Tim Mayotte in this match.
I think it's more a mental weariness that he's feeling. You know, the whoops.
Yeah.
First serve.
Jeez. That's it.
Game, set, and match, Jarryd. 3 sets to live. 7-6.
It took 2 hours and 57 minutes, and the 6th seed from Sweden defeats 13-seeded Tim Mayotte 7-6, 7-6, 6-4.
Sukova has advanced. She'll play Hanuman Lakova. Right now, let's go down to Pat O'Brien.
Back in 57 minutes, he defeats Tim Mayotte in straight sets, winning 2 tiebreakers. Barry McKay is standing by with the man with the Swedish accent. Barry?
All right, Vern, thank you very much. Anders, a very tough match. How tough is it to play against a guy like Mayotte who's always coming in against you?
That's right. He's serving and volley on every point. So you have to pass very good if you have a chance to beat him.
Anders, they say you are one of the most emotional of the Swedish players, and I agree. You seem to get charged up and show it a lot more than the other players. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. But I like to pump up myself. When I do that, then I play well. When I'm eager to win.
If Mats Wilander wins, you're going to play him next. Any thoughts about that match? I know you've had good luck with him lately.
Yeah, I beat him in Brussels this winter. That was the last time we played. But I know that if I can play well, then I have a chance to meet him. But Mats is very steady from the baseline, and you have to play very well to beat him.
Anders, good luck. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Brent.
All right, Barry, thank you very much. Now, of course, Boris Becker will be out on the stadium court. He is going to go up against another one of the talented Swedes, Joachim Nyström. But we're running a little bit late here this afternoon, so we probably will be unable to stay on the air for the completion of that match. But I want to alert everybody that tonight we do have a highlight show at 11:30, so we'll be able to update the Boris Becker story for you. When we come back, we'll get you up to date on everything that has happened here at the U.S. Open. Then we'll check in live on Becker.
Kodacolor Gold 100 gives you the most accurate colors, the truest colors of any print film.
Don't be afraid to let them show.
A new Kodacolor Gold.
Your true colors.
Back live on Stadium Court. Jorge Lozano serving. First game, second set. And with that overhead, Lozano saves a break point after having lost the first set rather quickly.
Connors just made an unbelievable get on a running forehand, hit the angle, ended up on the other side of the net, ended up on Lozano's side, and then just tossed his racket into the open court.
Advantage Lozano.
Another great return off the forehand. The wind is going right towards Lozano. Let's have another look at this return now. He lunges towards the ball, uses the pace, but here's where he's so tough. Look at the way he was taking off after he hit that ball to get back to the center of the court. That's what makes him so good. The second shot.
Advantage Lozano.
I started to say the wind is coming from Jimmy's back at this point in the match, so it's coming right at Lozano. Jimmy has been using that wind effectively, throwing up lobs from the end where Lozano is playing now. There you see it. Pretty strong.
Good, strong passing shot by Connors. This would be the type of match that if Lozano had a chance to get off to a quick start, you'd think he might get Connors, because Jimmy played yesterday. Although he was not tested, he played. And the back-to-back matches on the hard court could hurt him.
Advantage Lozano.
He'll have a day off tomorrow if he can win this match before meeting either Agassi or Chang on Thursday.
Whoever wins that Agassi-Chang match is going to feel it, because they're going to hit a lot of balls, a lot of rallies coming up in that match.
Lozano unable to close out his own service game.
Clean right down the center, and Lozano serves his first service ace of the match. Lozano's got a good flat serve. He just doesn't use it that often. Another good first serve. Deuce.
A 5 deuce point game here in the first game of the second set. Connors really making Lozano work.
Oh, yes. Great touch again and good deception there.
Advantage Connors.
Jimmy has great timing on this lob that he hits off the two-hander. Now watch, he waits right here. Now watch Lozano. He moves in. Jimmy sees him moving in, and it really wasn't even that good a lob. It was pretty well inside the baseline.
Deuce. That was Connors' third break point at the game, but we're back to deuce.
Incidentally, Ted, that resort I was trying to recall is La Costa down near San Diego. That's where that Davis Cup match was played in 1980. 81.
Advantage Connors.
The wind definitely affected that second serve. He threw the ball up. It started to drop much faster than it would have normally. And when you throw the ball low, and most times when you double fault, it's into the net. He's got him on a string.
Game Connors. A great get by Lozano, but Connors finally survives to break serve and starting the second set.
And I don't want anyone driving my XT while I'm away. You understand?
The new Subaru XT6 has a powerful 6-cylinder engine, computerized full-time four-wheel drive, and a design which makes it hard to resist.
Somebody drove my car. Who was it?
La 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 bam ba da da ba.
Up to $1,000 cash back from Subaru means a great deal on a great car.
If you could choose your own body, choose the body that's fit on the inside as well as the outside. Balanced. Choose the body that's had the benefit of Evian natural spring water. Evian, with a unique balance of minerals from the French Alps. Evian is proud to be the official natural spring water of the 1988 U.S. Open.
You give it your best, so we give you ours, and things keep looking better all the time. New sight, it's a science and an art. You get great color from the start. New sight, when it's coming from the heart, it's the science and the art of painting.
Give it your best. Give it Lucite.
Back on the stadium court, it's been all Connors thus far. Up a set and a break. Our afternoon tennis today will feature Yvonne Lendl after Connors' match against Jakob Lasik of Switzerland. More than any other man has ever accomplished here.
There's the bolo.
Well, the sun came out in mid-lob there.
Watch this now. Connors almost tries to hit it. He looks up. The sun gets him. I would call this a bolo punch. That is an unbelievable shot that he hits over the shoulder. Now the forehand, way out in front. That shot made famous by Armando Vieira from Brazil. Played in my day, and he could hit that shot. It was one of his standard repertoire shots.
For sure.
You remember Armando Vieira, don't you, Ted?
Remember him well. He going with you on the tour of India?
Ooh.
30 all.
Lozano came under that drop shot, hit a lot of spin off the backhand. I thought that ball might just kind of stop, but on these courts, on a grass court, that ball would not have bounced at all. Ooh.
40-30.
Hey, Lozano thought the serve was out.
Good. Stayed in. Connors continues to use the lob from that end. It's a good shot because you can hit the ball up into that wind with a lot of pace. It's going to get over the guy's head quickly, and then the wind will keep it in.
We saw a clinic from Aaron Krickstein last night on the lob. Stefan Edberg will have nightmares about that for some time to come.
Now you could hear the miss hit. Connors puts the ball away, but he did not hit it in the center of the racket. He's not happy with hitting overheads from that side. The sun, a big factor.
Connors getting a bit of good fortune at this U.S. Open as well. He